Don't gotta be oh, baby, no, it'll be okay.
The only difference between creepy and sexy is how attractive a man is. That's a saying that I've heard pretty much my whole life, and it used to make me uncomfortable because I have personally seen men use that to go above and beyond, purposefully cross boundaries, and sometimes just show a complete lack of consent. So I've always kind of itched away from that. But I have two videos for you today, and see, the first one is a big old juicy T-bone steak of an example of creepy versus chivalry, attractive versus ugly. Let's just get into this.
Peacefully until.
Can I get a bite of that? It's kind of rude that you guys didn't even offer.
He gave us bad vibes the moment he sat near us, and he kept pointing out my friend's eyes and hair. I kept recording just in case, and the waiters were nice enough to check up on us after.
Ugh. Now, isn't that just like the femcel response of the year? It's just bad vibes as soon as he sat next to us. But see, the thing is that if he looked like Channing Tatum, she would be saying to all her friends, oh my God, you know how we met? It was so cute. He saw me and blah, blah, blah. It would be the most romantic, cutest, funniest story that you wouldn't be able to wait to be able to tell at your wedding. But because you didn't find him attractive, suddenly he's just a big old creep, right? See, before the internet, before Instagram, before Facebook and Tinder and the swipe rights, there's this little thing that human beings used to do, which is interact with each other out in public, flirt, things like that. It might be a hard concept, especially for today's modern women, considering you guys send one-word answers on dating apps and just expect a man to write you a novel about how much he wants to love you and serenade you, and it's fucking pathetic. And it's funny that you had the balls to sit there and giggle and blush and take a video, but you didn't have the balls to say, hey, me and my friend are just kind of enjoying our dinner right now. It takes 2 seconds. Nowadays, clout is addicting. So if it's not these bimbos recording innocent, flirtatious interactions that back in the day nobody would have thought twice or batted an eyelash at, now what they're doing is just desperately looking for likes and clicks and views so that they can victimize themselves. And they're putting men at the butt of this joke. The second video that I have for you is a joke. Here you have a man just simply sitting on the bus. He's just sitting on the bus. He happened to glance over at her, and she has posted a video, gotten 11.9 thousand likes, saying how disgusting men are. But what a lot of people don't realize is that there are people out there who live with such thing called neurodivergency, invisible disabilities, social awkwardness, autism, fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, so many things, because the thing is that you don't have to see a disability for somebody to have a disability, hence why it's called an invisible disability. So what you may be interpreting as somebody creeping on you, and now you've plastered them all over the internet, it could very well, most likely, be somebody who just lives with a neurological disability and has no social awareness and isn't aware of the way that they're coming off. Instead of you just minding your own business, you jump to assumptions. The fact that you got a tiny little fucking glance and you felt the need to post it on the internet and you got 11,900 likes from feminists is it's fucking nauseating, because it's female privilege at its fucking best. Like at its finest. I don't think I've ever seen anything like, you know what? I have seen female privilege at its highest. It's this video right here.
What is your biggest pet peeve in a guy?
When he doesn't know the sidewalk rule.
What's the sidewalk rule?
You always have to stand on the outside.
So I find that really fucking funny, because I always say that feminists bitch and complain and blame men about patriarchy all day long, but they still reap, sow, and keep the benefits and the leftovers of whatever scraps and crumbs there is of patriarchy. One of them being the sidewalk rule. Personally, I don't think that that's very female empowerment to have a man stand on a certain side of the sidewalk to either get killed first or let the world know that you're his bitch.
If they're under 5'10".
You don't like the short kings?
No, not my thing.
How is that a pet peeve? That's actually called a preference, but see, women have become so degrading and dehumanizing towards men that they're just making a nuisance out of basically like men's autonomy. Guess what? There's a lot of short fucking bitches walking around, and the majority of these women talking about how they want a big tall man, most of them are like 5 foot fucking nothing. You have short little Shrek little dinglings walking around saying, oh, I need a big tall man. For fucking what? So you can be walking funny from the sex for the rest of your life?
Andrew Tate, for real. Andrew Tate, bro.
Why don't you guys like Andrew Tate?
He's a walking red flag. Misogynistic piece of shit.
Isn't it funny how they don't give specific examples? Like, all these other feminists, they just kind of repeat the same shit. And here's the thing. Andrew Tate has said some outrageous things, like women are dogs, that they should be treated as such. But see, the thing is I can think of multiple books titled the exact same thing when it comes to men. So I have a question. If you're pissed off at his misogyny, why don't the majority of you keep that energy when you see misandry, which is basically misogyny but for men, the hatred for men? You guys don't keep that energy. You keep your lips zipped. Where's that energy when you see people like Cardi B, Amy Schumer? Because it's pretty fucking quiet over here.
No cussing, child. Let me just say this right now. You guys don't like bald guys that drive Bugatti?
Do you like Andrew Tate?
Top G.
You need a...
She's fucking slap him. So he disagreed with her and she assaulted him. Oh my God, it's just multiple women, no brain cells. The reality is that it fucking sucks to be a man in society nowadays. It truthfully does, because the difference between finding a wife, finding a partner, and finding happiness, especially if you're not fucking doing it on Tinder, is basically whether or not you look like Channing Tatum or not. Because unless you look like you have a bunch of money, unless you look super tall and super sexy, then you're just a creep and you're gonna end up on the internet. I wonder why so many women are wondering why men are choosing to just not date anymore. It's pretty obvious. Men are choosing to go their own way and not fuck with women anymore because number one, they're delusional. Number two, they're insufferable. And number three, their standards are just so fucking high. It's higher than their high horse. It is higher than their God complex. I would love to just have like a couple minutes alone in a room with a couple of these bitches. Just like a quick... I make my videos because it's about time that a woman calls out other women's shitty fucking manipulative behavior. Because the thing is anytime a man tries to say any of these things, he's labeled an incel, a misogynist, and it's just, it goes in one ear and out the other. I think it's absolutely ridiculous that you guys can't say, hey, shut the fuck up about my body because it's body shaming, just like we can't talk about your roast beef clitorises and your fucking man chest. Come on. Can talk all this shit about big dick and small dick energy, but oh my God, a man dare say one thing about your eyebrows and I'm a victim. Catch a grip. Fuck off. Sorry, I'm on my savage mode today. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. Make sure you guys stream my last podcast. It's an ASMR where this woman sits there and just tells men how disgusting and pathetic they and their penises are. So it was so insufferable. I literally had to get drunk through that. So if you want to see drunk Roma, I definitely suggest watching my last episode of my podcast. I will link it below. With that being said, also check out the music video that I was a part of because I think it's a sexy little number that I did with my mans. Give these women absolutely no fucking dick. None. Just stack your money, hang out with your bros, keep some solid friends who are girls around, and the rest of the hoes, they can just like... But preferably don't give them any dick. And if you have to give them dick, make sure you wrap up your purple-headed yogurt-slinging Willy the One-Eyed Wonder Wiener. All I gotta say. Thank you.
The people that I choose to keep close, yeah. Why they going ghost when I'm needing them the most, yeah. Couple people riding, celebrating, have a toast, yeah. This me in a post, why she always do the most.